We're going to excite your model cues here today.
Actually, I'm excited about the beer that's about to come.
Yeah, well, I don't think we could pour you into this glass, so we'll just have to rely on the beer.
Maybe back in my early teens, I could have fit into that glass.
When you were a twink?
You're so proud to have learned that word.
Bloody hell.
All right, so here's how we do it. We just go right down the center there.
Do I got to go pinky out with this?
You can, but I wouldn't do it.
It feels awful fancy.
I wouldn't do pinky out. You like the head on the beer?
Yeah, it's...
Beers with Nigel is poured for you by Dire Oil Graphics, promotional products and design. They cover your brand bumper to bumper with graphic design, promo products, and print. See what Dire Oil Graphics can build for you at direoil.com. That's DYEROIL.com.
Smooth jazz.
Welcome to Beers with Nigel. It's a show about beer and what?
And other things.
Or other
or
stuff.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah, so what show is this? 116?
This would be episode 117.
117. And welcome to the show, Dan Paustian.
Thank you.
Did I pronounce it?
Yeah, spot on.
It was good practicing before the show.
Yeah, it was good. Vessels, is it Vessels Inc.?
Yes.
Vessels LLC.
LLC.
He makes vessels. As you can see, look at this glass. Look how fancy that is, holding it up to the camera
As
there.
a vassal for the beer lord.
And we're drinking a Smithwick's Red Ale, not Smithwick's, Smithwick's. This is actually a good, solid beer.
I like it.
Yeah,
it has flavor.
It's just, if you want to just drink a beer,
Yeah.
or a red ale.
I want an ale. I'm going to drink this.
Here we go.
I like it. And I'm not sure, it might be, we talked about dancing molecules and things like that.
My guys glazed over a little bit. It got a little sciencey.
That's as sciencey as it's going to get.
When the science and the math start rolling, my brain tunes out. I turn into that 12-year-old in the back of class.
Well, I have to take my shoes and socks off to add and subtract, so you don't have to worry. As long as my shoes and socks are on, we're not going to be doing much math.
Well, we don't do math on this show.
The maths ain't mathing.
Yeah, we could play the game with this particular beer.
We should. We do a good game.
We play a game called Guess the ABV.
Oh,
I don't know the ABV on this beer. I would guess maybe it's probably about 4.6.
I'm gonna go 5.2.
What's ABV?
Alcohol by volume. Damn it, he got us.
I told you I was a novice.
That was good.
We're starting strong.
Okay, alcohol by volume.
Sure.
Right.
What do you think it is for this one?
It's not real strong. 5, 4,
Okay.
and a half, 5.
What's the can say?
We do Price is Right rules here. So closest without going over.
Yeah. What does it say?
4.5.
Oh.
Ding, ding, ding. You're on a roll lately.
Did I say 4.5?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's fucking lucky.
But, I think that's like 3 wins in 3 shows.
The plan is aligned, right?
There we go. All 6 of them.
We never win this game.
No, I'm pretty terrible at it.
Yeah.
So, Dan, tell us about you. Let's go back. Obviously, you like to drink beer.
Yeah.
You've been to my brewery, Transparent. You obviously like craft beer.
Sure.
You kind of dipped into what you drink just to drink. What did you grow up drinking?
Anything my dad had in the refrigerator. My dad or my grandfather, literally.
Did dad or grandfather know?
No. No. When I was very young, I have photographs of me when I was 2 years old in a jean jacket and a little pair of cowboy boots holding a beer.
That's great.
That was kind of the family that gets you set for it. My family is full of beer drinkers. Very happy drinkers.
That's always good.
Loved to drink their beer. And my dad and my grandfather on my mom's side, her dad, loved to go to the bars. But Mom wouldn't let my dad go unless he took me, because she knew he would stay out of trouble.
You have a kid with you.
if I was along. So I spent a lot of time in bars when I was a little kid. Dad would say, "Oh, okay." He says, "You get a 7-Up." I say, I want a Coke." "No, you get a 7-Up." "Why?" 7-Up is better for you than Coca-Cola.
Who knew, right?
Yeah, who knew? So I spent most of my youth sitting in bars, drinking a 7-Up, and looking at pickled chicken gizzards and pickled Polish sausage, or
yummy
pickled eggs in those big jars.
Well, when I lived in New Orleans, I was at a gas station. They had what they call them, the pickled pig lips.
Yeah,
It's like the jowls.
Oh yeah, oh that's good stuff.
Really? You eat that?
I told you I like lots of things that are pickled, just not pickles.
Heard he doesn't like pickles.
Well, I'll try just about anything once, even pickled pig's lips. You know,
Yeah,
but
I bet they were probably tasty.
That's tasty. Like the you get up around the jowls. That's the best part of the pig.
yeah.
That face meat.
So,
Love that face meat.
So, what kind of beers do you remember? Like the ones that back then that were.
yeah, it started out that way. I mean, with me in the bars and all that kind of stuff.
What was your dad drinking?
My dad, at the time, we lived in Omaha, so he was drinking Falstaff probably because there was
Why did I know you were going to say that?
there was a brewery there,
Huh.
and you could buy Falstaff very inexpensively.
Yeah, that was
and it is no more, right? Falstaff is no more.
I don't think so. I don't think I've ever had one.
Schlitz, he had Schlitz, Falstaff. I mentioned earlier hams.
Yeah.
I remember vividly the land of sky blue waters and the,
Oh yeah.
and the bear that was
Oh
dancing
yeah,
across the creek.
dancing bear.
Sure, those were my memories when I was young. Growing up, Gramps was German, very German, Ludwig, and loved his beer. But he always said, and I never forget it, he always said, Dan, that's my father's name as well, this beer needs help. These American beers need help.
So he was a beer snob. Got it.
Well, yeah, I guess maybe one of the very,
On the first ones.
these American beers need help. Well, he was drinking Falstaff, for crying out loud.
Well, yeah, compared to a German beer, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like drinking water, probably.
Yeah, it was.
You could drink a lot of Falstaffs.
I suppose.
I mean, I just remember my wife's grandmother. That was her beer of choice.
Really?
And just all the time.
Your
Yeah.
wife's grandmother, really?
Oh yeah.
She was hardcore then, huh?
Did she drink it in those little juice glasses?
No, she had, and as a matter of fact, I keep meaning to bring them to show you, but she had the plastic branded, that came with a case at one point.
Oh, yeah.
She had that mug. We called it the magic mug because we never actually saw her re-pour. It would just refill itself. Like she'd finish it, set it down, and all of a sudden it's full of beer again.
Great. Did you put salt in it?
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I've
Grandma
seen
used
people
to
do that to get a little extra fizzy fizz.
Yeah. Grandma used to put salt in it, a little shot glass.
It wouldn't shock me because she salted everything.
Yeah. So that kind of sets the stage, I guess. So as I got older, I mean, when I was, Gramps would say, and I guess referring back to this glass and its shape and all that, he had a glass that was similarly shaped. And he would say, go get my glass. This beer needs help, So I'd get the glass, and he'd say, pour it right down the middle, Danny. And I'd be little. And I'd love to do that because Gramps would give me a sip of beer every time.
You were raised right.
Yeah. So
How to pour a beer.
Is that called grooming?
I mean,
Pretty much.
I'm 4 years old and waiting for Gramps to ask for a beer,
Yeah.
because I want a little sip. So yeah, I'd pour it right down the middle, and he'd look at it and he'd say, "Oh, that's better. That's better." And I'd have him his beer. He'd give me a sip, and we'd go on. So years go by and stuff. Gramps passes away, and I wind up with his beer glass.
Cool.
So I'm thinking, why did Gramps like this glass?
Yeah.
It's special to me because it was Gramps' glass. And so I started drinking beer out of it, and I thought, good beer glass. I like it. And whenever I went and bought an expensive 6-pack of beer, $10, $12 or whatever it was back then, I always went for my special glass because that's what you would do, right? So time kind of evolved, and I'm drinking beer out of this glass, and I'm getting my special beer, and I'm drinking. I'm going, what is it? What is it? You need to find out what's going on here.
Could you tell the difference between pouring it in
Yeah.
Grandpa's glass versus another?
Just like a normal pint glass.
Very definitely. Without a doubt, definitely. And it has to do something with that shape and the relationship between the size of the stem and the goblet on top, and releasing that CO2 into the head suddenly, into a wider area that you can get your face into. Mm-hmm. That seemed to do something to the beer. I didn't know at the time. I'm still very uneducated when it comes to this stuff, but I knew it opened the beer up, and you could smell it while you were tasting it, And
Yeah.
you'll notice the head is still
Yeah, it's still doing its thing.
maintained. I would drink the beer, and one of the reasons I think I liked the glass was because it just seemed to open the beer up or whatever.
So do you remember what you were pouring into once you were actually not and legally able to drink?
Yeah.
What were you drinking back then? Do you remember?
Well, I was probably drinking.
And what was your expensive beer that you put in that glass?
Heineken.
Oh, that was that.
Oh, that was your expensive beer.
I mean, that was fancy beer back in the
Look
day.
out! Well, I'm 74 years old, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you went and got a Heineken, right?
Yeah. Back in the day, that was one before they call it craft. It was called premium, and that was one of the premium beers.
One of the premium beers. But I drank all the normal, the Paps, the Millers, the Buds, the King of Beers, whatever, those kind of things. We would stray a little bit from that. In the time, you couldn't buy Coors beer in Nebraska.
Really?
So when we were teenagers, we would make beer runs out to Colorado and go out to Colorado and bring back cases of Coors. Now, it was a novelty because we couldn't get it there, right?
Yeah, it's like when I lived in Oklahoma, you couldn't get 6 Point beer. So we would drive to the state line of Texas to get the 6 Point beer.
Kansas was that way for a long time.
Yeah.
Good old Prohibition.
Yeah. So I don't know. Those were the kinds of beers I suppose I kind of.
Did you pour a Coors into
Yeah.
you?
Oh yeah.
Because that was one of my early drinking beers was Coors Light and Coors, and that's not a terrible beer.
You know what? I love a banquet beer.
Yeah, I'm probably more of a Silver Bullet guy.
Give me a Coors. I love it.
As long as beer is beer, it's made. All beers are made similarly. I think they're the same kind of rudimentary processes.
Right.
And as long as beer is beer, I think Coors, Smithwick's, it's a very subjective thing, of course. And what you like is what you like. And I don't hang my head because I like a Coors beer.
No, I mean, every beer has its own merits.
No, and then, look, as he said with his glass and his grandfather though too. I mean, like there's a lot of nostalgia too. I think with beers and choosing a beer,
and some
you remember that time.
Yeah,
some beer needs more help than others.
Yeah,
and I would say the lighter the beers or the more mass-produced beers, generally speaking, I think need more help to get whatever it is in there out.
Yeah.
Now, the craft brewers and stuff that spend their time tweaking their recipes and the right hops and the right this and the right that, and they're painting a picture, and they're developing flavors, and they're trying to get into all this stuff. They would like you to taste that.
Right.
So I'm a firm believer in how a glass can help that process. And I have had since experiences with all kinds of other glasses and stuff. And I think my glass is very versatile in that it will really help a lot of beers show off what the brewer's art is.
So now I'm curious to, like, when we do a mystery beer, to put one of those in the glass.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Because, we're going to go, we do a thing called a mystery beer. We might as well,
we might as well just do one.
I mean,
are you ready?
You guys aren't ready. I've got an empty glass.
Well, hold on.
Look out.
So we do a thing, Dan. There's a mystery beer back right here. You might imagine that came from a golf course.
It looks like it. Yeah.
The perpetrator, I just called him the perpetrator. He procured it. My bad. We don't know what golf course, and he's not talking.
It may or may not have been stolen from John Daly.
Well,
we don't know.
That was the story we heard the other day. Well, you got it from John Daly. I'm like, okay, that's...
I mean, I'm not sure if I buy it, but I'm going to perpetuate that story.
Sounds ridiculous. Anyway, so you get to reach into the bag and grab a mystery beer. Whichever one you want.
Is there more than one in there?
Yeah, there's three. There's three in there.
There's 3 cans. This is the coldest one.
Okay, that's fine. Try not to look at the ABV.
Okay.
It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard on that one. To
I'm
see the
already
ABV.
Excited.
But you can tell us what it is.
Can I read what?
Yeah, absolutely.
One pint.
If you go to the front, it's all on the front.
Okay, it's called 1 pint.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a that when I was telling you about the event we did at Vine Street, that's one of the collab beers. It's a blonde ale with buckwheat honey. That one is from
Diametric.
Sorry. Diametric.
That was a little weak for your first start.
Yeah, it was. Diametric Brewing. That one has buckwheat honey, cinnamon, and
Blackberry?
Blackberry.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to crack that and pour
That's
it.
got a lot going on.
Yeah.
We're going to drink out of the same glass?
Yeah. Yeah, we don't have a rinser. It's fine.
It's okay. We're good.
All right.
We're not going to be snobby
We're
about
not
it.
that fancy.
Nice ring there.
Yeah, if we stack these up, can we do what was the thing? You
You can
ring
play Jingle Bells.
right.
You can just pass me the can. Thanks, sir. Right down the middle, Nick. That's the way you pour it.
Right down the middle.
Right down the middle.
Just like I used to pitch in my
Whoa,
dreams.
That's not where I thought you were going.
In my dreams. You know what? This is a family show, Nigel. Oh, wait, no, it's not. It's not.
Semi.
It's got a good head.
That's what she said.
I was waiting for one of you guys to make that comment.
Well, I felt like I'd let you both down, so that's a make-up call.
Now, as much as this as we drank yesterday, to your point, you get way more honey.
Oh, absolutely.
Coming out of that.
Absolutely.
Out
'Cause
of
we
that
were doing
nose.
those flute.
Yeah,
flute taster
so
glasses
we were
yesterday.
drinking them out of like the Pilsner glasses that are very narrow.
Yeah.
And even you and I talked about when you came to the brewery that, one of the things we do, our brewery is, we will do a beer and do 3 different glasses to see what glass is going to be produce the best result.
Right.
So, to your point, it does make a difference.
I had in the evolution of all of this, I tried to find more glasses that were of that shape.
Yeah.
And couldn't do it. I mean, I tried. I really tried hard. Overseas, everywhere. Could not find that basic shape. So I took my grandfather's shape, looked at it a little bit, modified it, and that's how we came up with this particular glass. Little things like, I don't know, do you roll the edge? Do you not roll the edge? Is it a clean edge? Or, there's debates about that all over the place and stuff. So that and nucleating, the very bottom, in a very small area, because I think too much nucleation probably isn't a good thing.
What the hell is nucleation?
There we go. That's one of them scientific terms.
My eyes started glazing over them big words.
They made bombs back in Nevada, nucleated bombs.
I was here for that.
They make them here too. But
what they do, they take a laser and they put little etch marks down in the bottom, and it gives something for the carbon whatever stuff to hook onto and create a bubble.
Yeah. So if you like for instance, if you go to Transparent, our tulip glass has the logo etched, and so the whole time you're drinking that beer,
they'd be nucleated.
They'd be nucleating.
Oh, nucleate. It's active tense.
Yeah, active is.
Yeah. Now you have a new word.
We like new words.
Do we?
Yeah, we've invented a few on this show.
Well, here we are.
So, to complete my train of thought here, you guys are distracting me.
Welcome to the show.
Done.
I finally took the glass, did the modifications and stuff to it, and I would have people come over, and I would say, okay, I wonder, I like it. Would anyone else like it? So I would take and put 5 glasses up on the counter, and I'd take a beer, whatever it was. I'd pour the same beer in all the glasses, and the subjects, my friends or whoever, would be in the living room.
Suckers!
Experimenting on them. And I'd say, come in, and I use the words specifically on purpose. I say, which experience did you like the best?
Yeah.
Because I didn't want to lead them one way or another about glass or beer or whatever. I would just say, experience do you like the best? And validated, 34 of 39 people would push my glass across the counter and say, I like this beer better.
Wow.
And I'd say, oh, it's the same beer.
Yeah.
Well, really? I said, yeah. I can't even remember his name now, but he was an official with the Kansas Home Brewers Association or something like that, who, same thing, I like this beer better. It has more floral notes of this and more of that and everything. And it was a little awkward when I had to tell him that it was the same beer in all the glasses. Well, just a little bit awkward. But again, it just kind of proved my point to me, if no one else, that there is something going on here. People do like it for some reason. And that's when I thought, well, let's make some.
What was it about your dad's, your grandpa's glass that made, I'm going to try to recreate this?
Yeah. That's what I was trying to figure out. It's like we kind of skipped over the part. At what point are you? Well, I really like grandpa's glass because we can all relate to the nostalgia and those memories of your grandfather. But like, at what point, you know what? I'm just going to make these.
Well, when I was pouring beer into them and I was testing it on people and grandpa's glass with the other beer glasses and stuff, and everybody said, I really like this glass. I thought, I wonder if you could sell these dang things. I mean, I wonder if other people would appreciate this glass as much as my grandpa did. And the selling part of it was kind of secondary. I just wanted to see if other people would enjoy that glass as much as Gramps did, and if it was valid.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for validation, I guess. And if I could make a buck on it too, what the heck, right?
Yeah.
So I said, okay, let's see if I can make them, and I'll be go to hell. I'm on an airplane flying to Columbus, Ohio, and I'm sitting next to this guy, and we're BSing, and I'm saying, yeah, I'm trying to invent a beer glass. I'm going to Columbus, and I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to visit Libby Glass. He said, I was a research and development man for Anchor Hocking for 35 years. I just retired. I went, really? I said, can we talk? And so we did. We talked, and I visited Libby Glass and Anchor Hocking, and some glass manufacturers, this is my own opinion, I think may be more interested in making mayonnaise jars because of the profit margin. They're selling melted sand, right? And they're doing that in volume by tens and tens and tens of thousands of pieces a day. And to get them interested in a project like this is not easy. So he was very, very familiar with people that made glasses all over the world. And of course, we landed in China, where an expat who was a partner of Mike's said, well, we'll go to this guy or we'll go to this, we'll see if we can do this. So we went about the process of developing the glass. Now, I didn't skip over the point. As we're developing the glass, we had to have drawings and stuff. We had to have specifications. So I found a little patent attorney down in Ottawa, Kansas. Wonderful fella, Dale Ream, great patent attorney. Really, really nice guy, family man, good, solid individual. And he helped me with the CAD drawings and all that kind of stuff so that I could apply for a patent. And that gave me everything I needed then to be able to give it to a manufacturer to have them produced.
So it's patented.
Yes.
That's fucking cool.
That is cool.
Yes.
I don't think most glasses are patented.
Yeah, well, it's the patent revolves around the relationship between the dimensional relationship between the stem and the goblet and the pedestal. So it's a pretty good patent, actually. So
so nobody else can do these ratios?
No. Or even if some people say, we'll make it square. No, the patent's a pretty good one.
The interesting thing about this glass is when you drink the beer and it comes into the goblet part, then it goes back into the stem. It dare I say, renucleates. You know
I was
going to
say re-energize, but I like renucleate.
Oh, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So when you do this, there's some action. See that? It's kind of popped out of there, too.
Well, you might notice as well that the cooler beer settles to the bottom. So it tempers the beer as you drink it and keeps the cooler beer. It's cooler down here than it is up here.
I might like science now.
Beer science.
Beer science.
And really, we drank a bunch of this beer yesterday, and it tastes different than yesterday.
This is not the same beer.
You know
what I mean? Like, just flavor-wise.
The blackberry totally comes out way more.
I'm tasting blackberry.
And I think the honey really hits harder
than
it did yesterday.
If what I'm saying is worth a shit at all, it should bring out those flavors more than other glasses would.
And I will say that the beer goes down a little quicker in this glass. If you notice that.
You can quaff it.
It's quaffable.
You can quaff that beer. So the process just kind of evolved over time, and it was that's a good one. That was a good one.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Nigel doesn't like my burps.
That came from here, though. You need one to come from here.
Here?
No, it was trapped right here.
That's never good.
We need a gut buster.
Don't we all?
You guys are sick people. You know that?
Well, thank you.
Thanks. We appreciate that.
I mean that in a good way.
So, I mean, you were modeling after Grandpa's beer.
Yeah.
Beer glass.
Yeah.
Sorry. How close are you to what he had?
Very close, with just minor things that we thought would improve its durability and things like that. You know, it's ASTAM and all that kind of stuff, so you can put it in the dishwasher and it won't break.
Oh, that's good.
All that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's bona fide. Yeah, it's really close. I've always thought that as I got into this, you know, one of the more versatile beer glasses was the hourglass shape. That was narrow at the bottom, bigger on the top, but it was much narrower at the bottom. And that was very versatile for a lot of different beers, because I always thought, as long as beer is beer and it's made as it is and it has CO2 in it and it's got all these flavors and all that kind of stuff, that how the beer reacts to what it's being poured into is as much a part of it as anything. You're given that opportunity, and I always thought that an hour-shaped beer glass was very versatile in that it would serve many different styles of beer well. So I guess what I did was really exaggerate that with this particular shape. So what I'm thinking is it's pretty versatile glass. You can drink a lot of different kinds of beer in it. You don't need 10 beer glasses for 10 different beers.
Don't come to my house then. Good Lord.
He got 11 of those.
Oh, hey,
a shit ton.
I'd take you to the bar at my house too. I've tried them all just to see if I always compare them to Gramps' beer glass.
Do you still have his glass?
Yeah.
Where did he get his?
I have no clue.
Really?
No clue. I don't know if he brought it from Germany in the old world or where it came from.
So you've never seen another one like it?
I've never seen another one like it.
That's wild.
And I had antique people, and I have friends in Europe, because I traveled internationally for years, and friends in Amsterdam, friends in Germany, friends in Ireland. And I would ask them, check it out. Are there any places around there that sells this kind of stuff? Could not find another glass.
Need to get you on Antique Roadshow.
So are you, I mean, is manufacturing design, is that your background, or did you just
no
stumble your way into this?
Oh, you guys, I've lived 3 lifetimes already. 74, 25, 24. The first 25 were questionable.
We knew what you were doing at 4 years old.
Yeah. Well,
you were beer tending.
I was beer tending. I was sampling the ware. I played guitar in rock and roll bands, and I was going wild. And Volkswagen camper bus,
nice.
54 Harley Davidson Panhead, 13-bedroom commune right across the street from an all-girl high school.
Oh, God.
The stories kind of start there about that middle 25 years. Yeah, I was a wild child. Yeah, I was very much impressionable and thought I was going to be a rock star and all that kind of stuff.
But you've been around the world, sounds like, drinking a lot of different beer.
Well, I have. And that came as a result of me finally meeting the love of my life 45 years ago. You straightened me up, said enough, and I agreed. And so...
Is that what happened to you, Nick?
Good luck. Look, I think that we know when we max out the credit card. Right?
Great way to put it. Yes. You're over the limit.
Right,
you got to be careful.
Look.
Yeah. Are you going to hand that card out again?
No. I'm done. Game's over.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
It was the same thing with, playing in a band. I mean, there was temptation everywhere, in every way you can imagine, So, and I was in hip deep or better. So I didn't put my toe in the water. I just jumped in.
It hurt.
Yeah.
Headlong.
Phrasing. So it just was very, very nuts. Then after Diana and I finally came to terms and all that kind of stuff, I said, okay, I'm done with the wildlife. Done with it. It's enough. I can get a job in Kansas City selling stereo equipment. We're going to move to Kansas City. She says, not unless we're married. I went, okay. I didn't hesitate, didn't flinch, said, okay. So, yeah, we got married, moved to Kansas City, had no friends here, never been to Kansas City, didn't know anything about it.
You just had a job.
Yeah, I had a job selling stereos. That was the best I could do. She worked for the phone company and could afford to keep me. So, so it worked out good. Bought a little house down here, and one thing leads to another, and one job leads to another. And then I get a job selling conveyor belting, and lo and behold, I wind up the international sales and marketing manager for a company that sold conveyor belting. They made belt in Japan, Atlanta, and in a little town near Amsterdam. And I was in charge of the sales and marketing on this side of the globe.
Wow.
I don't have a college degree. Well, I take that back. I have an associate's degree in law. That's a whole other story.
That's coming handy, apparently.
Yeah, business. It was business law.
Okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to please people and worked hard. As my dad said, he said, "Well, you're going to go into sales." Yeah, Dad. He says, "Well, you're not the smartest boy I ever met, but
Thanks, Dad.
but you're a hard worker. You'll be okay."
That counts for something.
Well, I didn't know
does.
whether to be insulted by his advice or proud. You know,
Yeah.
He says, you're not smart, but you're a hard worker. You'll
Yeah.
be okay. And he also told me that when you're in business, you got good common sense. He says, "You got good common sense, Dan. If you can add and subtract, and on a good day multiply and divide, you'll be just fine."
That's good
So,
advice right there.
That was my father's advice. My dad's still alive, and so is my mom. They're 95.
Wow.
both of them.
Wow.
Yeah. So anyway, that's kind of how all that started, and sales and marketing, and traveling to Japan and to Amsterdam and to Montreal or Mexico City or wherever.
I mean, and just, for you saying not being college educated, going to those countries and doing that's an education right there.
Oh, yeah.
I tell people all the time, you need to go to a different country.
Yeah.
And see, and really see what the world is. The world is not the United States. Sorry.
No, and it doesn't get smaller the more you travel.
Yeah.
And what's a shame is so many people learn about the United States or vice versa by what they see on TV, and that's the farthest thing from the truth. I mean, people in other parts of the world look at they think Jersey Shores, It's just, or I thought Japan, little hats working in rice fields.
Yeah. I mean, when I came to the States, because I grew up in England.
Mm-hmm.
When I came to the States, the only thing we knew we were going to Oklahoma, and the only thing we knew was cowboys and Indians.
Yeah.
That's what we saw on TV. So we had no clue it was even a city. I thought we're going to the prairie.
You're like, where's the tumbleweed?
To my point.
Yeah. So
I'd go to England or Ireland or wherever, and I'd get in some pub somewhere. We'd drinking beer, and we usually wind up drinking whiskey later on because I was so full of beer. But I tell stories about like Pecos Pete, riding the twisters. And then some Irishman would tell me about his buddy that used to ride the whales around Cape Horn. And, the BS was flying.
Oh, yeah.
And having a ball. But, yeah, those life's experiences, I think, are as educational as any book learning you can get.
Oh, I think it's way better. I mean, case in point,
Get out into the world, man.
our friends Lenny and Karen.
Yeah.
That kid, they live on an Airstream, and they have for what, 5 years?
6 years now.
Nice.
And that kid is getting the best education.
She was, 12
ever.
when they left?
Yeah. Is she 17? She's probably
She's younger
16.
than that. I think
Yeah.
she's about to turn 16.
Okay, yeah, she's getting the best
Or just
education.
turned. But yeah.
Who in her life actually goes to an Indian reservation,
Nice.
or anything like that?
Yeah, when her online school was studying Native American cultures, they were in Native American cultures.
Yeah,
Duh.
Yeah.
How does it get better than that?
yeah.
Uh-oh. Nigel, what just happened?
Whoops.
What do you mean? What happened?
My phone just went crazy.
Uh-oh.
Wow.
Spirits are in the room.
Yeah. There you go. It's fine. It was doing that the other day. You got that newfangled one. I got the older version.
Well, that happened at Call Sign when it ran out of juice.
Well, it did it the other day at Bricks. Remember? Kind of got limp on you.
No, didn't do that.
There you go again, Nigel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what time it is?
Oh, hold on.
Mystery beer.
Shout out to our girl Bree Burrows, one of the few female brewery owners in Kansas City.
Really?
Yeah, she's really awesome. Yeah. Would you like to pull one of your beers out, or you want to do actual mystery beers?
Let's do something that you can kind of. I don't care. I mean,
we're here to
We're here to have beer.
Yeah,
me too.
grab one of yours.
Well, I don't know what I'm going to grab. How about
That's the point.
That's the point.
That's the point.
Exactly.
Just whatever you can grab.
I have something as benign, as generic as a Guinness.
Okay.
And then I have some others that I don't know what the heck they are.
I'd be curious to see a Guinness in this glass, wouldn't you?
I'm going to be curious to see whatever he pulls out.
Okay, and it's a
Well,
Guinness.
And it is the Guinness.
You said Guinness; it was on top. So,
All right, what is going on here?
Is it still recording? Yeah. Okay.
cool.
You might have a manufacturer's defect or something. Oh, he's taking it off.
Hot as crap, though, for some reason.
Maybe take your case off. That's what I did. You're gonna have to do some editing, Nick. Feel free to pour that beer there, Dan.
All right. One thing
He'll be fine.
One thing for sure. This glass is like a 14 ounce, something like that.
Uh-huh.
But you can get a whole can of Guinness in this. Believe it or not, you'll only have about a quarter of an inch of head on top, but you can pour that whole can of Guinness in this glass, which is surprising. I think it surprised me.
Yeah.
But you can actually do it now. Here again, dark beer, lighter colored beers, whatever. It's still, the glass still has the same effect as long as beer is beer.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'm sure the sciencey part of it, whatever the molecules, the dancing molecules.
You just can't see it in a darker beer like you could.
Look at that cascade, though. That's nice. So how many years have you been doing the glass?
Oh, you guys, it started quite a while ago. Gosh, let me think. Years wise, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 years ago, 5 years, something like that. It was. I was just going through all of this traveling and stuff, and thinking about retiring. Getting off the. Timelines are one thing. Everybody complains about timelines. But unless you've traveled internationally, datelines is what gets you.
Yeah.
When you travel for 2 days and you get where you're going and it's still Tuesday, you're thinking, or you're trying to pack, and you know you're going to be gone for 4 days, but you need to pack for 5.
Yeah.
Those kind of things get a little crazy.
Did you turn it off and on? Yeah.
Reboot.
Yeah, you got to reboot it. That's weird.
Well, I never actually stopped recording.
So it's gonna have all that.
We're gonna have shots of the ceiling.
Pour yourself a beer. There you go, boy, you earned that one.
Hey, fix it in post.
or maybe not. Just let it ride.
You asked me a question before all this. I can't remember what it was.
What was the question?
Oh, I might have turned it off because now it looks like it's only on minute. Yeah. Huh.
Well, that'd be fun. Yeah, I don't know. You could have just started recording on that one.
Well, I just have it going through for the sound. I don't really care about the record.
Well, here we are. It's fine. Shit happens.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happening with this. I do know that we have audio all the way through. So look, we might not have video this time.
We'll just do a still of you as a 4-year-old holding up that beer for the Farming Hunt video.
Yes. Worth it.
Oh, that would be totally worth it. Do you still have that picture?
Yeah.
You should probably send that to us.
I can. Yeah,
that would be great.
I don't think it's on my phone. It's on the wall in the bar downstairs. But that's kind of. I guess we were at the point where I was thinking about getting off the road, and quitting the international travel and all that. My wife's health was not the greatest, and I felt like it might be time just to stop.
Yeah.
And so I took another job, no international travel, but 3 2,000-mile trips is no better than a 6,000-mile trip.
Right.
So that became real obvious real quick. And it was time to just kind of to retire. Now, in all of this traveling and all that stuff, I was trying to get the beer glass manufactured. All right, and it's not easy. I guess I was in sales and marketing, but no formal education. Right, I was learning as I went, and I worked for a factory, so I kind of knew factories and how to navigate getting things done. So we managed to get this first run of glasses done in an R&D department in a company over in China, which could run small batches. So they ran 5,000 pieces for me. And in that process, we tried and failed. We looked at this and we looked at that. And do we need to have this detail on there? And yes, we do. Can we do without this detail? Yes, we can, but I don't want to. Those kind of things, until we finally came up with a glass that I thought was what I wanted and wanted to go ahead and go to production with. So working with the expat over in Hong Kong, and we managed to get 5,000 pieces made in an R&D place. Now, all of this is happening right as I'm trying to figure out how to retire and how to just kind of go out to pasture, and then COVID hits.
Oh, yeah, of course.
So, I mean, I was talking to people all over the place about my beer glass and stuff. I was doing all this advanced marketing, trying to figure out who would be interested, what the markets were. And it finally came down to me, I've had a career. What I guess my goal turned into being was selling the rights to the patent and licensing the product somehow. I didn't want another career selling beer glasses one at a time and everything that goes along with all that, So that's kind of where I'm at with it right now. But it's all set up, and I have all the connections for everything and all that stuff. The commitment, though, is most of these glass manufacturers, even the one in China, of course, everything's changed since then. The price of a container and all that kind of stuff has changed drastically. But they want minimum pieces. And to do that, they need to retool for a whole day. So if their day's worth of production is 100,000 pieces, that's not uncommon.
Yeah.
So you have to commit to at least a whole day's worth of production.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Yeah. Now you're talking, some real money, right? And not that isn't possible. I mean, creative finance, you do whatever and all that kind of stuff. But here again, I was just too laid back, maybe lazy, you could say. But we went ahead and got the 5,000 pieces made and all that kind of stuff. I knew that there would be a commitment to a full day's worth of production, and that would be in the neighborhood of 60 to 100,000 pieces, but it would have been 100,000 pieces. And then the logistics of bringing them over here and packaging them on labels and invoicing and all that kind of stuff. So it just seemed to me, and it still does, to be a better idea to try and offer the patent.
Right.
And
what's been the response to like the market, the people who deal in glass?
They ask me how many I've sold. That's the first question.
But as far as like interest, are people interested in knowing that? Because this is the thing about glassware, right?
Yeah.
Not many people know different glasses do different things.
Right.
And so,
I think most people, the first time they go into a brewery tap room, they're shocked at all the different. Why are you using different glasses for different beers?
Or
most people are used to going to their neighborhood bar and everything comes in a pint glass.
Yeah.
Right. And there's breweries out there that they only have one glass, right?
Right.
But it's not it's because it's interesting for me when I met you, because the glassware conversation is not had very often. Nobody really, they just, that's the glass that comes in. Yeah. The only time anybody asks when you see one of those things that might be 12 ounces but doesn't have a stem, they're like, is that a full pour? that's all they're concerned about. No, it's 12 ounces, calm down.
Right.
Am I getting what I paid for?
Yeah. So it's interesting to see, has there been interest in people who deal in glass? This is kind of unique, because it is unique. It's different.
It is unique. It is different. The marketing people look at it and say, well, could we sell these? Well, they probably can, but it's a two-piece construction. That's part of it. The stem on the bottom, to hold up that narrow bottom on it. They and can I say I've really put 100% effort into convincing folks that it would be viable? Not really. I would talk to them, and they would say things like, well, 100,000 pieces, and how many have you sold? And we don't like to license products because you never know, and this kind of that.
Well, that's what. So you're selling the license. You're not selling the glassware.
At this point, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I could sell the glassware, I guess.
If you wanted to get back into sales, right?
Yes, exactly.
I mean, that seems like a lot more work.
Absolutely a lot more work. The logistics, storing them, repackaging them. They come in cases of 12, so I'd have to rebox them and repackage them and all that kind of stuff. Then do the invoicing and what goes along with all that. So, yeah, that's a lot more work. And the ultimate goal, I didn't do this to become a billionaire and a glass baron.
No,
although now you need that T-shirt.
Well,
Glass Baron.
If I could supplement my retirement income a little bit by selling the patent and licensing the product, that would be a wonderful thing. But what would be more wonderful is seeing Gramps' beer glass out there and other people enjoying it.
Yeah.
I know that sounds corny, you guys.
No, that's cool.
But
like my son and I talk about this all the time. Like the best stories in the world, fathers and sons.
It's the only time I've seen you cry on the podcast.
I came close.
Oh, no, you dropped a tear.
What do you think, Nigel?
Even Guinness is better in this glass.
Right. And I'm not a huge Guinness fan.
Me neither. But you definitely get more than you would think.
You get all the Guinness.
all the
Guinness. So now I am curious if he's the glass baron. What is the appropriate hat for a glass baron? Is it the admiral's hat?
Fedora?
Is it a fedora?
I don't know. Something fancy.
Something fancy made of leather.
That Indiana Jones.
There.
One of those hats.
There you go.
The glass baron.
There you go. Well, my Gruen Hall. I played guitar there years ago at Gruen Hall down in.
Really?
Yeah.
So when did you move to Kansas City?
Oh, it had to be late 70s, something like that. Maybe.
I'm sure there wasn't a beer scene back then.
No beer scene. My son wasn't born yet.
I guess what was the...
There's a decent music scene, though, from what I've heard.
Yeah, there was a great music scene. They used to have Blaney's down in the Westport. There was a cave and music down there. And there was music all over the place. I was still a borderline wild child when we moved here because it was a new city, and you got to check it out, right?
Yeah, you got to see what's going on.
Yeah. And where do you go and what do you do? So I was a rounder. I got around. Checked out the venues and all that kind of stuff, but it's just gone exponentially crazy in this town.
Yeah,
with the music and stuff.
And you've been here the whole time?
Well, yeah, since late 70s.
Wow.
Yeah. My son was born in 80.
Uh-huh.
So we moved here like a year before that, something like that. No idea where to live. No, nothing. No, I had a real estate lady that only had a license in Johnson County.
Sorry. Wait.
I don't disagree. I had no idea about areas because I'd never been here.
Right.
And not that it would make really any difference to me if I liked the house and whatever. But, she steered us toward a house in Johnson County. And we stayed there for 12 years until my daughter was on the way and the house was just too small. So everybody says, you can't do this. Nobody's buying houses. Nobody's doing this. You can't do this. You can't do that. So in 1 calendar year, I started the job, international sales and all that kind of stuff, sold the house that I had, moved into a condominium. Diane was pregnant with Megan, had the baby, built the house, and moved into the house all within a year.
Oh, jeez. That's a lot going on.
You're a busy guy.
That was pretty nuts. Yeah. And trying to maintain, I had to really back off the international travel and stuff, but I managed to maintain the job and still get the house done.
Yeah.
And it's the only house Megan's ever known. So, it was quite an honest. That's why I say I've had 3 lifetimes.
Yeah, I heard.
This next lifetime I'm kind of looking forward to because my dad's 95. I'm figuring I got 100 in me at least. So, Dad says, the good Lord doesn't want him and neither does the devil. So they're both fighting to see which one's going to take him. So he's going to be around for a long time. So, I probably will be too. As long as quality of life is good, why not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So as far as your beer drinking days now, and I've seen you, you'll come to the brewery and drink some craft beer. What, there's certain things you like to gravitate to? Do you just like,
Well, I honestly, I say I don't like a lot of hops. I don't like a real bitter beer unless there's another flavor to go along with it.
okay.
That blueberry stuff, whatever it was,
Yeah.
we were drinking. I like that. It had some cinnamon in there and stuff, but I could still taste what I thought was beer.
Right.
I want it to be a garnish, not the main course.
Yeah.
Right. So I drink beer because I want to drink beer. I don't put lime in my Corona. I'm just saying. And I drink my whiskey straight. I don't mix my liquor.
You like the sound of that, don't you?
You
You took your whiskey straight.
Okay,
just
give me
piece of-
some bourbon. I'm happy.
One little piece of ice just to give you something to sip with the whiskey, and I'm good. But I enjoy my cocktails. I particularly enjoy my beer. So yeah, I don't like heavy hops. I was born and raised on, as I was telling you, the cheapest beer that Dad had in the refrigerator. So I just grew up liking a beer that I could drink. That's not to say, I like hamburgers, but a nice piece of frog wine every now and then. Yeah.
Okay, heard. Yeah, it's like, I like this, but can we doll it up sometimes? Yeah.
Every now and then, you got to go fancy.
A little lanyap.
Little lane.
Little something extra.
So yeah, exactly. So sure, yeah, and to find those that you like, you have to explore. So you're going to kiss some frogs before you find a prince. You know
I
what
swear, this glass, the beer goes down way quicker. It's not my imagination.
Do you notice that last sip, how it's still cool?
Yeah. Oh,
Down there in
yeah.
the bottom?
Man, I don't know how I'm gonna clean that one out.
With another beer. I told you.
There you go.
Oh, because that one left a bunch of head.
Yeah.
A bunch of foam, which is fine.
Yeah, that dang Guinness. What else we got in here?
Going back in.
We need to go again?
Sure, why not?
Mystery beer.
We want to go back to this bag. Or you want to go to yours?
We did mine last time.
All right,
This was yours.
let's do one of
Let's
these.
see what we got.
So this,
Oh,
it's a Dank 7.
are you gonna get crazy?
Dank.
So they had
That's
Tank
like
7,
Tank 7, yeah.
but apparently it's more dank, supposedly.
Darker? Is that what they're
I
saying?
don't know.
I think that's a little crazy on the hops, is what that is.
Oh, well, let's check it out.
Well, we're gonna find out. We're gonna learn today.
Look. Melissa tells us though, don't say hoppy. It's not hoppy.
Don't ever say hoppy. Yes.
Are you trying to be like Aaron
What do you mean?
with the good mic open and
I
pour?
tried. Yeah, we did a pod the other day, and our buddy Aaron, he went full frontal on pouring the beers right in front of the mic.
Oh yeah, the mic right
the,
there.
the sound. Oh yeah. Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Crazy.
Oh, it's not darker. You ready?
Yep.
Right down the middle, Nigel.
Got it.
Right down
Oh, that's a.
I had a lot of leftover head in there.
right down the middle, Nigel. Right down the middle.
And,
Okay.
Two,
No, pour my beer, would you? Come on.
right down the middle. If you pour Kool-Aid in there, you're not going to get a good head. You know what I mean? The beer depends on.
Yeah.
The head
Hopefully
depends
it's
on-
carbonated, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
of some kind.
if somebody's made me a Kool-Aid beer,
That's a thing.
oh, I'm sure it is. I feel like a certain brewer named Mark down the road has probably already attempted this
We never did guess ABV on the last two.
on the Guinness.
The Guinness and the 1 pint. I don't know the 1 pint.
I don't know.
ABV.
I don't know the Guinness either.
I think Guinness is maybe about 5%.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I'm
6.
guessing 5.
About 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say 5, 6, but
What about the 1 pint? The 5.5.
I'm gonna go 6 again.
This one, the 1 pint. What do you think?
I'd say 5.
I'm gonna go 5.5
Actual retail ABV.
if I can read it. Here we are. I can't read that here. We do have some readers in the mystery beer bag. Funny story. So one of our shout out to Chad.
Actual retail ABV,
Yeah.
5.6%.
Oh, okay, I heard.
You
I was
win.
off by
What
10.
about the Guinness? I'm gonna say it's 5. That's generally right. 4.5, 5. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Somewhere on there.
That's usually a good guess. I mean, that's a
Yeah.
good starting point.
So one of our listeners, watchers, shout out to Chad. He knows we struggle with the ABV on the cans, so he sent me a box of readers.
Nice.
So
Nice.
there's a pair that are in there. We've yet to
Pear.
bring them.
It's a box of like 12.
I said he said a box. No, the whole box is not in there.
It's right there.
Did you thank him
No,
or
in the bag.
kick him in the shin?
Okay, the box is down there. Fair point. Thanks, Chad.
A little help is always welcome.
So
All right, I don't see it posted on here.
okay, well, never mind. Maybe it's one of those Iowa beers. Is that that's this?
You can get 5 cents for the can in Iowa.
Yeah.
Thanks, Iowa. So Dank
Thanks
7.
for nutting.
Dank 7. Let's see what this is. Interesting.
It doesn't really smell like a tank.
Well, that's what I was about to say, though. I mean, we hinted at this earlier, but this glass, the nose on every beer is different than I remember it being
Yeah.
in a different glass. I've had Dank 7 before, and this smells different.
It's very lemony.
I don't remember it being lemony.
That's what it tastes like. It tastes very lemon. It's not bitter.
Which you would expect from the name.
Well, it depends on the hop, though.
Now, see, I don't think that's too hoppy.
No,
I mean,
not at all.
I don't like hops.
No,
but
that's very subtle.
but you can taste it.
Yeah.
I like that.
With the name, I was expecting a lot more.
Me too.
Well, I think it's a hustle on the name
And
of Tank 7. Well, we're going to call it Dank 7. No, it's not even the same beer.
And the glass changes everything.
That's gonna be,
Yeah.
that's
Good or
gonna-
bad. Good or bad.
That's going to be
whatever.
your tagline. The glass changes everything.
Oh, here was the line. Make a good beer great. Make a great beer memorable.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that.
How's that little
Yeah, that's strong.
jab of marketing there?
Yeah, no, that's solid marketing right there.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That would be great on a T-shirt to have the glass and that be the T-shirt. Yeah,
As long as you get the boob
That little
logo.
artwork thing that I got.
yeah, man.
Make a good beer
I-
great.
I-
Look, the boob logo is great.
for where is it? Is it on here?
Can you show that to the camera, please? It's on
The
his
boob-
glass.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah.
The boob logo.
Okay, we got to get the.
that's quality glass cleaning right
There
there.
you go. There you go.
Let me see that right
Hold
there.
that right up to the camera.
There it is.
Boobies.
But if you flip it, it's a pint glass.
Yeah, if you kind of turn
So
it, you can kind of see the shape of the glass.
Pint glass. But also sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
It depends how high you are, probably.
If you're like me, you see boobs.
I mean, that's what I said, didn't I? I was like,
Exactly.
ooh,
That was your
Boobies.
that was your first comment. Yeah, exactly.
yes, indeed.
This
So
is
what you would like to sell the patent and have somebody else do it? You ever talk to Grandstand in Lawrence?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
most of the breweries get their glassware from there.
Yeah, I
Are they a
understand.
manufacturer or are they just a reseller?
Don't think they manufacture. They're a reseller. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we got sideways. We were passing back and forth emails and stuff like that. And I don't know. I'm on an airplane. I'm doing whatever, and I'm trying to answer an email. And it's like, hey, what do you are we going to do this? What? And I think they thought I was too pushy. That's
Okay.
yeah. I mean, that's the best I can come up with. And at that point, I said, nah, I don't need all this. I got to worry about a $8 million contract in Japan. And things went on, and I just kind of lost interest. But the fellow that runs that place is a basketball player or something. Was a basketball player for KU.
Oh, is that right?
So
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
They do glassware for a lot of breweries.
I know they do.
It's crazy.
And I would love to talk to them about this. I mean, I'm not a bad guy, and I'm not really pushy. So
You don't seem pushy.
No. Life's
I mean,
too
you
short.
showed up with a cooler of beer. You're not pushing. You're smart.
Life's too short. But no, I would talk to anybody about it.
Yeah.
Just someone showing some interest is
Yeah.
fun for me. I just like the conversation. And
If somebody saw this and like, oh, I really wanted one, how would they?
Well, I have around 400 pieces left.
Oh, okay.
And to recoup the money I put into it, I pretty much have to sell these as individuals.
Okay.
So that's kind of like full retail price, right?
What's retail?
Well, I would sell the glass for $12.
Oh, that's nothing.
Well, should I sell more?
Yeah.
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 Okay.
Yeah. And
Say what?
because
$17 glass, $20 glass.
oh, you know what I'd love to do one of these glasses, Nick, or several of them, is
Little beers with Nigel.
put our logo on it and take them to the fest. Let's fucking go.
I would love to let you do that.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You know somebody could do the printing?
Probably.
I don't know.
We probably. I mean,
We'll find. We'll ask some people.
I know somebody can do that. I should have. I had some printed up for Martin City Brewery at one
yeah,
time.
there's our logo. We want
Yeah.
our logo on there.
I don't know how.
That's
It's-
really detailed to put
Yeah.
on a glass.
Really?
Is it though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
There's a-
2024.
there's a lot going
I
on
feel
in
like
that.
here's another one. There you go.
Look. Let's. I broke all of the design rules with that logo.
Well, you were drunk. That's why.
Well, yeah.
Easy to break rules when you
when he designed it.
I was. Yeah, that was a lot of bourbon.
It's hard to print on for a couple reasons. It's concave this way
Yeah.
and that way, so it distorts an image. And if you're pad printing, they call it. I looked at all this. The image usually has to be smaller than you would want it to be
Right.
because it gets distorted.
like that weird hat.
Bigger.
Yeah. I tried to do a bucket hat for us.
The logo was like
And
that
like
big.
Yeah.
their print area was like
Yeah.
this.
It was so tiny.
But if you guys would like to pursue it, there was a lady up in near up in Missouri. I'd have to dig it all out, but she was able. I sold some beer glasses to Olentangy River Brewing Company in Columbus, where my glass guy was. You know, and it turned out pretty good. If I can find it here, I'll show it to you. But they can pad print to a certain extent.
And when you say pad print, what is that?
It's like a sponge-like thing that pushes down on the glass and prints.
Okay.
You know, it's a
like a
compression.
stamp.
Like a stamp.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? And maybe instead of the crush can, we do the hashtag beers with Nigel,
Okay. I mean, you could do that as well. Yeah.
because then that just wraps around.
But could you do it in color though? Because that was the issue that I had.
Well,
with,
that's what 7% drip.
yeah.
What-
17%.
17% drip.
Yeah.
That's what they do. They do that color stuff. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. If they're a big-time printer, it can be done.
We should ask him though, because he's kind of on. He's not mass producing.
He's doing custom glassware.
Yeah.
And other things.
So I would wonder if he could. Who is that? Is that you?
Yeah.
Look at that.
In a studio somewhere. I was probably early 20s.
There you go.
I mean, is that Dan or is that McCartney? I don't know.
At first, I thought it was Paul McCartney. I was like, "Do you still play?"
Oh, yeah. I play a lot. Yeah.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah.
Did people think you were Paul McCartney back in the day?
Everybody said Steve Stills.
Who was Steve Stills?
Yeah.
Crosby, Stills, Nash,
I didn't know his first name was Stills.
and Young.
You guys. You're
What's Crosby's first
You're
name?
making me feel really old here.
Bill.
Bill Crosby.
Bill Cosby. Good one.
That was good.
Pudding Pops.
That was good.
Brum-bum. Where is
That
this
was
picture?
good. But no, that would be cool for us to do something like that when we go pour our own beer.
Yeah. What a case? There's 12 glasses. What would you think?
A couple of cases.
A couple of cases.
Yeah.
I like how Nigel just wants us to spend money.
I look. I'm already in debt. It's fine.
Hey, we talked about credit cards.
Trust me.
When
Yeah.
they're over the limit.
Trust me. That event put me in debt. Okay.
Well, I like look at that.
So it's fine. If we're, it's fine, Nick. By the end of the year, we'll have a TV show. We'll be rich. It'll be fine.
That's the goal.
No, that's going to happen.
That's the goal.
I am. Oh, that's cool. Good little logo on there.
Yeah, see.
Little logo action.
But see how nice and simple and clean that logo is?
Well, could we not do like something just white on our logo? Does it have to be all those colors, or maybe just one color?
We could.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, color's problematic. But
We're gonna give it to our
Our production team.
our production team, our partners, Dyer Oil Graphics.
We just made that up. Yeah,
And they can simplify the logo for us.
Yeah, but I think it would be cool, especially with that glass.
I mean, that's what they do. That's what they're awesome at, is taking people's crazy logo designs. I mean, like goat, which is beautiful, but way too complicated to mass produce on merch.
Right.
Simplified it.
Yeah. Maybe you should rework it while you're drinking some hot tea or something.
I don't know that hot tea will be is creative juice.
They
I'm trying to get you to back it down, maybe to calm you down a little bit.
Oh, so from bourbon to tequila.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that?
No.
Oh, that's. I'm sorry, I was going the wrong direction.
Grain alcohol to tequila.
Yeah.
Okay.
So bourbon to schnapps.
No, I'll get you some more Rumple Mints.
Oh, I got one for you.
Oof.
You need to. You guys can appreciate your liquors, right?
That's why we drink Rumpy.
Have you heard of green chartreuse?
Oh,
Yes.
that's
Yes.
You like green chartreuse?
Oh, I do, absolutely.
Oh, I got you now.
Got you, bitch.
I got you now. My travels and stuff, I'd always bring back the aquavit and all these whiskey from the Mekong River deltas, and I had a liquor cabinet that was full of all kinds of weird shit. Well, I have a very good friend that lives in Dusseldorf that's, I'll make the long story short. Anyway, he's very well connected, and he's connected to one of the monasteries in France.
That's where they make chartreuse.
That's where they make chartreuse. There are 3 of them. And I have a bottle that he got from the monastery that's in hand-blown glass.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
That's the real McCoy.
So I'm getting goosebumps right now. I'm a chartreuse nut.
No more than I am.
So this is
no
the thing.
more than I am.
Off?
We're about to shoot with the truce. So this is the great story. So when I lived in New Orleans, they do it as a shot there.
Yeah,
it's too good to be drunk as a
love
shot.
chartreuse.
And one of my buddies, shout out.
But you did it anyway.
Oh yeah. Shout out to Daniel. He was the #1 chartreuse importer in the United States.
Really?
And he went to the French Alps, to the monastery.
Yes.
They drank so much chartreuse at that bar in New Orleans. The president of chartreuse came to New Orleans, and my buddy sends me just sends me a picture of president of chartreuse, his card. I was like, he's here. I'm like, so the next time we go to New Orleans, they had all these bottles of chartreuse from all that you can't get here, and one was in a wooden carved bottle.
Well, not the bottle.
Oh,
I have
wow.
it's in a box.
Yeah. Well, it's like the VEP, which is that I've had. Shout out to Shane, who's going to be on the podcast. He's given me 3 bottles of VEP over the years. That comes in the pine box. Mm-hmm. That's $150 a bottle. Is that you?
That's Shafiq. Shafiq's my good friend.
Of course.
He's
Look,
in front
there's a chartreuse vehicle.
Yeah, he's in front of the monastery where he gets the chartreuse for me.
Yeah, I love me some chartreuse, man. Get that VEP though, that age shit. But it puts the regular chartreuse to shame.
And I've been saving this bottle. I don't know what the frick for, but I've been saving
For
it,
us?
saving it. I guess it's kismet.
There you go.
The planets aligned.
Here we are.
Here we are.
All 5 of them.
We went from beer to chartreuse.
Look, all the drinks are good.
I mean, we had a shot of Rumple Mints on the last podcast, so here we are. So we're that Nick's down for whatever.
Yeah, because Aaron's a Rumpy fan.
Oh, he's a big Rumpy guy. Shout out to Aaron. That was a great podcast.
I hadn't had Rumpy in years.
I had one like the week before because I was hanging out with him.
Well, okay.
Yeah. So,
but my old boss and mate, she preferred the Goldschlager.
I'm a Goldie guy too. I like Goldie because I've all these liquors. I've got stories. Like the first time I had Goldie, my buddy Race, who you met, worked for CNBC. He worked across the river from Manhattan, and he had a bar in his office. And the thing for the NBC folks, they drank Goldschlager. And so on a New Year's Eve, when we were controlling the Jumbotron at Times Square, we were drinking Goldschlagers.
I got a good one. Well, we can do this for days. A good friend of mine, Mele, lives in Amsterdam. Street kid, knows Amsterdam backwards and forwards. He's born and raised there, right? So I go over, and he says, "You want to go to the home of liqueur?" I said, "What?" He said, "No, these people pride themselves in being where liqueur was invented." Now, I don't know.
Oh, the name liqueur.
Yeah, where liqueur actually was invented.
Okay.
at like 400 years ago or better. Okay, so I don't know. I said, sure, I'm in. Let's go. So we go to this little back alley bar, and I've got pictures of it somewhere too, but this little back alley bar, and you walk in, there's people everywhere, and in chalk up on the board, they have all these different liqueurs, almond and, peach and this and that and all that kind of stuff. But what was odd was in the old days, they would put the liqueur, the shot glass, whatever, on the bar and pour it until it overflowed. Okay. Because they wanted to make sure you got a full pour. So they would literally pour it till it overflowed. Then there was no question.
1 million bar owners just like crap their pants thinking about that.
Yes. Well, the bar was covered with liquid. Yeah. I mean, it was liquid everywhere. Now, the only way you could show respect was you couldn't pick that up and spill any.
Right.
So you had to lean on the bar with your arms and lean over and take that first sip with the glass still sitting on the bar.
Yeah.
That bar was dished out like this from the hundreds of years of people leaning their arms on that wood to take a sip of that liqueur. So what do? I bring back the nastiest liqueur I could get, which was rose liqueur. It smelled like perfume your grandma would use. And because I would just like to jerk people around or goof with people, liqueur from Amsterdam, right? It's called Weinekenfuken. I'm pronouncing that.
It sounds perfect to me.
Yeah, I'm pronouncing it terribly, but it was a rose liqueur that was very unusual tasting and stuff. But this place was,
that's awesome.
Just to see those things dished out where people had leaned on them for hundreds of years to take that first sip because they didn't want to spill any, because that would have been disrespectful for the full pour.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
I feel like every bar needs to do this from now on.
From now on.
I want a full pour of all liquor.
Yeah.
I mean, screw this ounce business.
Yeah.
They're making their money anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You'd have to lean over to drink it. I told Melly,
I'm fine.
So
I will sacrifice for the full pour.
Melly, why don't you just bring a straw?
That seems dangerous.
Yeah, well, no, he looked at me like, are you crazy?
So you think you bring up straw. So in New Orleans, there's a thing called a gas mask, and it's a pizza pan. It's a shot of chartreuse. They dribble it around. The chartreuse has a piece of paper over it. They light this shit.
Oh,
boy, you just kicking. Boy, you've been having
You're
having a terrible day today.
You almost put my eye out over it.
I am struggling like you wouldn't believe.
Well, that's what happened when you did all that yesterday.
Well,
Here
yesterday was a day.
Yeah. So they light it up, you blow it out, whatever order it is. Somehow you suck the fumes of the chartreuse through the straw, and then you take the shot.
Oh, sweet Jesus!
Wow.
It's called a gas mask.
You might die.
No, I've done it a few times. You don't die. It's fun.
It's fumes.
Yeah, and if there's you light it on fire. It's a whole. You might catch on fire. You might not die.
Oh, I'm okay with that then.
Everything's fine.
Fire's fine.
Yeah, just don't die. That's rule number one.
Rule number one is don't die.
Yeah, we do have rules. Rule number one, don't die.
Don't die. That's
rule
number
number
two covers multitude of sins.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah,
no,
and we have a working rule number 3. Always go for the joke.
Well, if you're a dick, you might die.
And it ruins your beer karma.
There you go.
You don't want that.
Right.
On that note, Dan, thanks for coming on, buddy. This has been fun.
Thank you.
This
Beautiful.
has been fun.
No, I
This
enjoyed
was
the
awesome.
conversation.
Yeah.
Like I said, we could sit here and next time we meet, let me tell you the story about old Leroy down in Altus, Oklahoma, and the way he drank whiskey.
We're not done. We're going to turn off this. And we're going to drink some more beer.
All right, cool. Cool.
How did they find us, Nick?
You can find us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, all your favorite podcast apps.
Yeah.
You can tell Alexa, play that Beers with Nigel podcast.
Where can they find us?
And on the socials, Nigel's getting better at the socials, guys. We're on the Instagram. We're on the Facebooks.
We've been there the whole time.
Yeah, but you're good at it now.
Oh, okay. Fair point. That's very nice.
You've grown up.
Oh, you big boy. My nuts have dropped, apparently.
Your social nards dropped.
Okay,
Whoa, we're social
Yeah,
nards.
we're not going there. I'm 74 years old. You guys.
Where can they find us in July?
In July, we will be coming at you from Pittsburgh, PA.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Helicon. We're doing a collab brew for them this year that we will pour at the #1 beer festival in America, Barrel and Flow, in August.
In one of these vessels.
And we're gonna figure this out.
No, we're gonna make this happen.
We're gonna figure this out.
Great. Love it.
And stay tuned. There might be some new merch coming back.
Oh, thank God. On that note,
we'll check everybody next time.
This is the worst produced show.
We suck ass.
No. This is you. I'm here. I didn't have technical difficulties. Your thing went floppy.
Yeah, I hate it when you have testicle difficulties.
Hey, look, your mom wasn't as exciting this time.
Well, she's asleep.
It's never stopped me.
You've been listening to Beers with Nigel, a show about beer and other stuff, hosted by Nigel Woodbury and that other guy, Nick Parker. Beers with Nigel is poured for you by Dire Oil Graphics, providing bumper-to-bumper graphic design, promo products, and print services. Find them at direoil.com. Beers with Nigel is a proud member of the Fredcast Network and is available on all of your favorite podcast flavors. Find Beers with Nigel on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and ask Alexa to play the Beers with Nigel podcast.